Hey everyone, welcome to Princess Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with episode 3 of Symphogear G. And I almost made a big mistake. I almost went to record this and I was gonna do episode 4. But I went to check back on my I usually go back to my YouTube um wow, I am blanking hardcore right now. My YouTube studio to make sure on episode numbers because I've messed up in the past. So I wanted to make sure. I went back to that and I saw the last episode I reacted to was 2, and I'm like, wait, really? I thought I had gotten to 3. I convinced myself I had done 3, and I should be on 4. But I went and looked, and I made sure I even looked at my files in the folder. And yeah, I only had up to 2 recorded. I'm like, and I start to think through the episodes in my head, and it's like, oh shit, yeah. No, that actually does sound right. I almost, if I hadn't checked that, I would have just started recording 4. And probably spoiled myself in at least something. But I didn't. So anyway, this is technically part of the donation reward appreciation week because it is a donation reward series, but it's not one of the 10 new ones since obviously we're on episode 3. We've been doing this already for a little bit. So last time we got our new evil trio. They're just copying the heroes at this point. In fact, they're just copying everyone. They're literally naming their organization after Fine. They're copying the heroes by being an evil trio to contrast the good trio. It's just like, what is going on here? Also, regarding all of this, there were questions I had and things I was trying to remember and make sure of last time. And so I did ask and I did get some answers. I want to go over some things here that were in the comments from last time. Calypso commented, noting that the one girl, Kirika, that she looks like Dark Magician Girl. I pointed that out, that she kind of looks like Dark Magician Girl, just different colors and all. Also, apparently with Tsubasa, Calypso had mentioned that it's... Sorry, that was my phone. I thought I had that on vibrate. I guess I do not. Let me fix that real quick. But with Tsubasa, apparently it's not exactly her career that she's trying to save by, not revealing herself, but more so of just specifically the ability to sing on stage for an audience. To sing something that isn't war. I'm reading from the comment here, which she had been doing for years. Which, yeah, I get that. But again, there's kind of some things a little more important. The safety of the world and the people within it. It's like, I understand. I understand that she went through a lot of shit and that she wants to be able to just sing on stage and sing, for people and have that. I get that. That's understandable. That's reasonable. But if it's literally having that or, protecting people, you should always choose to protect people without hesitation. That could almost be viewed as being selfish, putting your own desires above the needs of the world and the safety of the people. I'm not even going to get into the entire thing with Avatar: The Last Airbender on why that kind of thing bothers me, but yeah, it's like that doesn't really help factors or change my view on that scene. It just explains more of the specifics, I guess. And I'm not saying that, and Calypso also said, the reason this is important is because it's important to Tsubasa. I get that. Sure, like that's understandable. And it is important to her, yeah. But I feel like the safety of people and the world is more important than a personal desire like that. Like, just honestly. Also, I was clarified on the Symphogear relic thing because it had been a while, like months since I reacted to season one. The Symphogear system creates battle armor from incomplete relics. Basically, when a relic is incomplete, the system turns that relic into armor by artificially completing it, in a way, you could say. Um, but a complete relic doesn't need that system. It's already complete, and so it doesn't need any assistance in doing that. So if you have a complete relic, it can already be used. The Symphogears must be powered by singing, but complete relics don't need the Symphogear system, and anyone can use them without singing. So the Symphogears are the specific ones that are created from the incomplete relics, and others that are being used here would be coming from complete relics that don't even require the singing. At least to use them, but lots of singing power phonic gain is necessary to activate it. The easy way to tell which is by taking note of whether or not someone is singing while using it. That makes sense. So I'm going to try to remember this. I'm going to try to get this down. The easy way to tell is if someone is singing when using it, it's a Symphogear. If they're not singing when using it, it's a complete relic. I will try to remember that. I cannot promise I will do well at that. I forget things pretty easily. But I will try. Shirabe. I don't remember which one Shirabe is singing, so we know she's using a Symphogear. Shirabe. I'm not sure. But, that's not Kirika. Is that the other new bad girl? Kirika's the blonde one. Is Shirabe the dark-haired one? I don't know. We'll get it down. We'll hopefully start to get it down. Once these characters are revealed to have trauma, I'll start to connect with them more. I'll start to feel bad for them, and that will make me remember them easier. Is that bad? Is that saying something bad about me that I remember characters easier when they've gone through shit? Like, what does that say? uh, in honesty, it's like I think I connect with these characters because of the like traumas and stuff I've gone through, even if not like anywhere near like the same kind of traumas that characters like this have gone through. It's like still just I connect with characters who have gone through trauma just because I have to a degree as well. So it's like, yeah. That's more than likely the reason why. Just because I understand what that's like, even if again, different degrees, different kinds of traumas. Still though. Anyway, we're just gonna get this started now. Hope for the best, see what it has in store, and yeah, see where this goes, because things are getting pretty cray-cray in this season so far. I mean, not even wasting time getting into things, this season just starts off like 100 miles a minute. Let's go. When the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction And after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So, just ahead of time, Calypso or anyone else watching this, I don't want you to actually tell me whether or not this is figurative or literal. With Maria being the reincarnation of Fine. I don't want you to actually tell me one way or the other, because I feel like that would be a spoiler. The professor here seems to think she is, or at least says she is. I'm thinking it has to be more figurative, right? Like she's more following in her footsteps. It just seems like, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I don't want it to be. Maybe it's just because I feel like the idea of just bringing Fine back in another host and everything would just be lazy. Like, let's just not have the same main villain from last time, please. Can we just have new villains? Like, have them inspired by Fine, that's fine. I'm okay with that, but don't have one of them actually be Fine. It's like Fine is dead. Let Fine stay dead. We don't need to keep bringing back villains all the time. That's how we get fucking Frieza from Dragon Ball, who has lost all meaning as a villain. I'm not gonna even get into that shit here. Anyway, again, do not actually tell me if it's figurative or literal. I would consider a spoiler. But I'm just saying I hope it's not literal. So we see a little more of Kirika and Shirabe in this one. And Shirabe is definitely seems to be the more heavily traumatized of the two. I'm assuming they both are, but Shirabe seems to be really fucked up. Like Chris levels of fucked up, maybe even more. So I'm thinking that Shirabe is gonna be probably the one I connect with the most and want to see saved and protected the most. I assume these girls are gonna be saved. I assume that they're gonna end up turning to the side of good. But yeah. And if any of them dies, I honestly only see it being Maria. Especially now that they brought in the entire Fine thing. If she is actually the reincarnation of Fine, then I definitely think she'll probably end up dying. But either way, I really still hope she's not. But yeah, I don't see Shirabe or Kiriko dying. We have also Hibiki kind of dealing with what Shirabe had said to her and now kind of second guessing and doubting herself, and it's like, don't do that. Chris is trying to get acclimated to, having a normal life, but she's like not really catching on too quickly, which makes sense. Like, she's trying to run away from 3 girls who are just trying to get her to join the school festival and everything, and it's like, I get it. It's like you want to keep focused right now with everything that had gone on, but at the same time, it's like, girl, just relax a little bit. Of course, I'm also saying this about the girl who went into battle shit talking the fuck out of the noise and basically practically chanting, "I'm gonna kill you." It's like this girl has no chill. So they find out that the scientist, the professor, had betrayed them all and everything, that it was all a ruse, that he's a bad guy as well. They finally find that out. We kind of knew from last episode, even though I didn't fully catch on. We get to see this Nephilim creature, which I guess maybe is an advanced version of a noise, or maybe like some kind of like scientifically engineered noise or enhanced noise, something like that. But either way, we see that it's a lot more durable and able to do a lot more against the Symphogear users. Tsubasa tries to keep it from being carried away by a noise, but Maria comes in, and that's where the entire reveal or whatnot is done. Yeah, really interesting episode. Also, apparently, the bad guys have a gas that can weaken the Symphogears enough to where they'll actually start to cause like notable damage to the user, which is not good. Like we saw Chris how bad that hurt her from using her missiles. It's not a good thing at all. Because if they can use that gas regularly, if they can figure out a way to properly utilize that against them, our heroes are going to be in a lot of shit. A lot of trouble. And it's just interesting that this season, even with this episode kind of going into some school stuff again, it's still mostly balls to the wall. This season has been like just going for it since the get-go. And I can appreciate that. I can appreciate not wasting any time and just like going straight into the story and everything. It's so much to deal with. I'm glad I didn't, though, like, make the mistake I was talking about in the pre-thoughts of accidentally starting episode 4. I'm glad I double-checked, because it's like, I probably would have been missing a lot if I had just gone into episode 4. Plus, I probably would have spoiled myself for things that happened in this episode, because I'm sure they're going to go right into that next time. Yeah, I'm definitely interested to see where they bring things with Kirika and Shirabe. I am very interested in this entire claim that Maria is the reincarnation of Fine. I'm not quite sure I believe that. We'll see how things go. In the meantime, tell me in the comments below, what did you think of this episode? And as always, if I did happen to miss anything or misunderstand anything, as long as there's no spoilers, let me know in the comments as well. Just no spoilers for future episodes and whatnot, or future seasons or whatnot. I wish to continue on with this series as spoiler-free as possible. So, for now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.